Good morning. Chris Anderson is with us, White Township Manager. Nothing going on there, huh? White Township? Wow. Our visit this morning presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 4 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. You probably get to work every day and you go, what's next? Because it's just been really, really exciting lately here in White Township, huh?
It has been exciting. We're doing a lot of good projects, in-house, but outside of, the township directly, we have a lot of development. We have a lot of things going on within the county, and it's a good time for Indiana County, White Township. It's, we're seeing a little bit of growth. We're seeing a little bit of, some people coming in. So, yeah, lots going on.
Yeah. Well, let's start with some of the basic things that folks need to know. First of all, made the decision to change some meeting times for 2026.
Yeah, so we had our annual reorganization meeting, which was last Monday, January 5th, and it's the statewide where, the townships of the second class reorganize. So the township supervisors this year, they voted to hold all of their meetings, which would be the second and fourth Wednesdays, at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So for January, we're going to stick to the old schedule, which means tomorrow our meeting will be at 1 o'clock, and then on the 28th, which is our fourth Wednesday, it will be at 7 o'clock. And then from February on, they'll all be at the 1 o'clock or 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
Okay. All right. So people can make that adjustment in their schedules.
Yep.
And of course, the other meetings continue at their normal time.
As for now, yeah, we reorganized with the Planning Commission this evening, and then next Tuesday we would reorganize with the Municipal Authority, and those times could be adjusted as well. So just pay attention to the meeting schedule that's posted on the website.
We have had a snowier winter this year so far than we've had probably in the last 5 or 10 years. At this point of the winter. And there's more snow coming later this week. How's it going with snow plowing, snow removal, all of that?
So we are in good shape. We have, plenty of salt on hand, and, our crews are prepared to handle, any snowstorms coming up. But it just seems like, November. We had icing on, Veterans Day this year, which was one of the earliest that our crews have been out. And we... we had really cold weather. We've had a lot of snowy weather. We had around the holidays there, New Year's. Just had some, just some unfortunate timing with some storms and at odd hours. And we're able to take care of it and look forward to, nicer weather in the spring here.
Yeah.
But there's certainly more winter weather to come.
It's too bad after that stuff comes, you can't go through with a giant vacuum cleaner and just pick up all that stuff you put out on the road and then use it again. Doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. and we've really, unless anti-skid is needed, we don't put a lot down. So that's worked out for us this year and as well as last year. So it's kind of a science, the mixture of the salt versus anti-skid and how you handle it. And, when this cold weather really takes hold, it's sometimes the salt doesn't work. So we take provisions to make sure that it does. And
there's so many factors that go into it. And so we've got some snow coming later this week, 2 to 4 inches from Wednesday night through Thursday. And so that's coming. But, that snow and the temperatures that arrive after that, because it's supposed to get colder, that might be treated differently than if you get a 6 or 7 inch snowfall where the temperature is going to be in the upper 30s and turn a little bit sloppy. Depending upon the type of snow that falls, whether there's ice or sleet or part of that, freezing rain, all of those things, that all has to go into the decision making.
Yeah, and the crew will say, like today, you're almost 50 degrees, high 40s, and then tomorrow the same. And then dropping down. It's when you get that ice underneath the snow is what causes the issues. So
yeah. Meanwhile, work goes on, and maintenance work, sometimes routine, sometimes not. And looking at the sewer situation, as that's something that the township always is aware of.
Yeah, the sanitary sewer situation. We're the township engineer. He's busy right now with looking forward to our Pleasant View Force Main replacement project, and it's going to be a big in-house project, in-house engineering, as well as design, and look at the I&I, which is inflow and infiltration, which groundwater and rainwater getting into the system, and that'll be the second phase of the project, is how do we get that rainwater that's coming in out. So other than that, they are, daily visits to the pump stations, just routine work, camera work, and getting day to day.
Peak of the season at the S&T Bank Arena. I mean, you've got hockey going on, you've got things going on the other side, soccer, and probably the batting cages are filling up, and all kinds of things. That building gets a lot of use, but especially here in January.
Yeah, I was over Friday evening, and they had the Keystone Classic hockey tournament going on, and the lobby was busy. There was a local baseball club that had the turf rented. There was elementary basketball going on the courts. It's a good time. It's busy. There's always something going on out there, and I know indoor soccer's there on Sundays, as well as some pickleball players. So there's always somebody walking in and out of the building.
Yeah, and people ought to be aware that if you're looking for just a nice recreational activity and you want to get out and get some exercise and maybe go back to when you were a kid, put on the skates, take a few courses around the ice because that's available. There's plenty of free skate time.
We had some of our record high public skate numbers over break, the last couple of weeks of school. So, and then another thing is birthday parties. If you have a winter birthday, child, we offer skating parties, and they can offer parties on the turf where they can just get out and run around, kick the balls around, and
Chris Anderson, White Township Manager, with us this morning for 2026, and always you're always in the process of looking at the codes that the township uses in order to make everybody's lives more easy. So they're always in need of updating and making sure that they're doing what they're intended to do. What's the situation with them?
So right now we're doing a couple different reviews. The first review is we're looking at a junked automobile code, which the township did have one at one point, and then over the years it was modified. But we are looking at something like that at the supervisor's level. The next thing we're looking is adding a camper and campground section to our subdivision land development ordinance, which is Chapter 275, and then beyond that, doing an annual review here of our stormwater management ordinance, and then I know our sewer sanitary sewer engineers is looking at some sanitary sewer items for this year. So it's a revolving door of how you everything's always fluid and changing. So we have to keep up on the latest and greatest and make sure that it's in our codes.
Yeah, and of course projects going on. Speaking of sanitary sewers, you mentioned it a couple of moments ago. The Pleasant View sewer pump station replacement, that's a big time deal, isn't it?
That'll be a big project here, kicking off the end of this year. Everybody's knows the amphitheater is going on, but the structure is up, and we're looking at the speakers and the lighting and the wood and finishing up some of the mason work. So that's still under construction. They're actually pouring concrete for the Kennedy King Park restrooms. So there's good projects out there, and as we get little nice weather breaks here, we're going to continue to move forward some of these projects before main construction season hits.
I suggested to your daughter that the first event be an Anderson family concert at the amphitheater.
It'd be pretty slim attendance, I think.
I don't know. I bet you can do it. It'd be just like the Osmonds, just like the Bradys.
I bet. Yeah.
Just like the Bradys.
Sound just like them.
But those are a couple of the projects, and then of course the sewer project we mentioned, the Pleasant View pump station. Ben Franklin, and you've got a stormwater replacement project going on there.
So within the next couple of weeks, you'll see some survey crews out along Ben Franklin Road. Ben Franklin Road is a heavily traveled road. It comes in, by the YMCA there, and survey crews will be out there doing surveying what's existing out there as far as stormwater goes. So the plan for that is take a look at the budget, take a look at how much of the stormwater we can complete, and do a complete stormwater replacement as well as a paving project up through Ben Franklin. And it'll be one of our bigger projects. Ben Franklin it's a long road.
Sure.
Lots of feet of pipe and lots of pavement. So it'll be a good project, but a big project.
Yeah. And it's going to get underway when?
We're hoping, survey work will be out there within the next 2 or 3 weeks. And then a little bit of design work. And and then beyond that, it'll be basically a bidding project and see where we can come in with the numbers and let that project. But it should be later this year.
It's a process.
Oh, it is.
Everything's a process. You know, and that's, I think, in terms of the Planning Commission, for instance, meets tonight. These are all processes that have to be followed, steps that have to be taken, and White Township takes that responsibility very seriously. And so, you know, the understanding that you need for land development and what people are expected to do, or businesses might be expected to do when they propose a project and take over a project. And so the Planning Commission tonight would be an educational opportunity for folks.
Yeah, we talked a minute ago about some of the codes, and when so what the Planning Commission does is we look at land development packages, and part of that land development package, you have your engineer drawing, you have your site plan, you have your parking plan, you have your lighting plan, you have your stormwater management, you have your sanitary sewer planning, and that's essentially what the Planning Commission does. Once somebody submits a project to the township, we have our different review processes and in-house, and then we take that plan to the Planning Commission for review and approval. Basically, I've had a few calls and emails about White Township selecting certain businesses and things like that, and I'm here to say we don't necessarily do that. What we do is we look at the projects, we review the projects to make sure that they meet our design criteria, they meet the land development standards, they meet the stormwater codes, they have their PennDOT permits, they have their DEP permits, and then we give the final approval to allow them to construct. So, it's excited that we are getting some businesses and we are able to review those projects, but we just we'll review them as they come in, and that's essentially what we can do.
You don't go out there and throw the darts at the dartboard and, hey, okay, it landed on this one, let's go get them.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that.
I'm sure that there are plenty of people that don't understand that whole process.
It's a large process, and I know a lot of these companies will reach out and they they have their demographics, and they have, hey, we have this many zip codes shopping at this store doing this, and then the latest one is they track the app data, and we've been we've talked to different companies that track that data, and they track people where they drive and where they shop and do things like that. So there's a huge formula that a lot of these private companies, private businesses use in order to locate at one of these municipalities, and we're kind of the end result of we can review what you submit. And
apparently a lot of those companies think that we don't have enough chicken around here.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Chicken, coffee, and pizza. That's evidently what we're after here in Indiana County. But all of that goes on. White Township Planning Commission supervisors, of course, as you said, about their meetings, and it's all part of an open process. And I think it's really important that we emphasize that it's an open process, and folks can take part simply by attending and listening.
Yeah, you can log on to the whitetownship.org, and our meeting schedule's on there. And one thing I do want to make a quick mention of is on our bills that were mailed out, our sanitary sewer, recycling, and stormwater, there was a note on there about 2026 White Township contracted with Citizens Ambulance, and we are one of very few municipalities in the county that have contracted directly with Citizens Ambulance, and there was some confusion with that note. And I just here to say that the White Township supervisors this year did purchase a membership for every household within White Township, so everybody in the township is entitled to that benefit that they offer. So it's good news for the citizens of the township. It's good news that we're working with citizens directly, so they can ensure the high quality, care that they've always had with citizens. So.
Yeah, boy, that's a tremendous benefit.
It is. It
really
is.
Nice job. All right, very good, Chris. Thanks so much for the visit. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Enjoy the day.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com.